We are heading into version 2.4, and like any other update, there will be tons of new content for us to enjoy. New events, new characters, even a new map. But what happens once you grind through everything the update has to offer? That's why I'm here today, to solve said issue. I made a video similar to this at the end of the last patch, and I'm here again due to all the support the last one received. Oh, also, just a friendly reminder, did you know that when I say subscribe, the subscribe button below this video lights up? Anyways, let's jump right into 8 more tricks to try when you're bored in Honkai Star Rail. So to begin, I'm going to split these into 2 main categories, tasks that are in-game and tasks that are outside of the game. I'll make sure to specify whether a task is in-game or not before I explain each one. All of these tasks are beneficial for completing your account and gaining Stellar Jade, though some provide more rewards than others. With that being said, it's possible you've heard or even seen some of these tasks before, so be sure to watch all the way through in case there's ones you haven't encountered yet. The first task I have for you today is in-game and involves the newly released region of Penacony. When you begin your journey in Penacony, you receive a unique item called the Dreamscape Pass. Within the Dreamscape Pass, you receive stickers as you complete missions in the main Trailblaze quest, as well as during exploration throughout Penacony's map. For every 20 stickers you collect, you are rewarded with 30 Stellar Jade, and with 12 milestones, you can receive up to a maximum of 360 Stellar Jade from the Dreamscape Pass. So not only are there plenty of guides on YouTube about how to acquire all the stickers, but each sticker also provides hints as to where they can be found, expediting the process. Additionally, if you're looking for some extra time to kill, customizing and personalizing the sticker book to your liking can be a bit of fun, like an at-home version of the Serena Teapot. The next task I have for you is another in-game activity, exploring the entire map. I'm not sure how I missed this in my previous video, but I've gotten to it now. Achieving 100% exploration can be quite daunting, but not to worry. My previous video actually has tons of tips and tricks on how to complete this task as efficiently as possible. Not to mention, there are many online guides for solving puzzles, locating certain items, and anything else you might need. Throughout all the different parts of exploration, it's estimated that you can gain around 16,000 to 20,000 Stellar Jade, which is insane. That's over 100 pulls. So if there are any unexplored regions left in your game, I highly recommend grabbing those final resources for a little extra Stellar Jade. Next up, we have the easiest and quickest way to obtain free rewards: redemption codes. Every patch, there are tons of redemption codes given out, including the 3 we received during every patch livestream, and most character and collaboration releases also have some. I'm willing to bet there are many redemption codes you've yet to redeem for literal free rewards. Now, granted, they aren't always Stellar Jade, but it is generally worth your time to copy and paste from a database for consumables, credits, upgrade materials, and occasionally small amounts of Stellar Jade. Happy redeeming, Trailblazers! On the topic of redemption codes, the next task is also outside of the game, but is highly involved and interactive. It is what I consider to be Star Rail's best database and tool outside of in-game tools, StarDB. There are plenty of other options around the internet, but I've found this one to be the best, and have even mentioned this site directly in previous videos. You can track and find out how to obtain every achievement in the game, as well as view a leaderboard associated with it. You can import and track all of your warps, letting you see all the statistics on how lucky you are, how much pity you're at, and how your luck compares to everyone else in the game. It also supports achievement tracking in Zenless Zone Zero and plans to add support for Genshin at a later date. Next, we have collecting music discs. This task is somewhat related to exploration, but is treated separately in-game. When checking the phonograph, you can see which tracks you have and haven't collected. For the ones you haven't collected, there are hints to help you locate them. A few are associated with quests, but most can be found out in the world. The completionist in me likes to see the number increase every time new tracks are released. Alright, next we have our final task that is outside of the game itself, and that will be web events. Look, I can already hear the collective groan when I mention web events, because I was there with you once too. Web events are pretty often not very exciting, entertaining, or provide a smooth experience since it switches to a web browser, but if you've got nothing else to do, then I highly recommend taking 5 to 10 minutes max to trudge through it and grab a couple extra rewards. Hoyoverse sees these web events as beneficial and will most likely continue to keep them around as they continue adding them to their new releases. Next, we are back in-game with simulated universe runs. This task recently has been made easier with the Divergent Universe expansion, but let me explain what I mean a little more. In my previous tips and tricks video, one of the first tasks I mentioned was killing every overworld mob in the game. This gives you a pretty decent amount of credits, XP, and a ton of synthesis materials. The only other thing in-game that gives you more of these resources at a basically unlimited amount is simulated universe playthroughs. Each time you defeat a mini-boss or boss, you receive credits and synthesis materials. Unfortunately, no XP, but you know I'd be on that grind if it did. Now, if you do plan on farming materials this way, I'd recommend using Topaz in your party, as having her will net you a bit more Reeses per playthrough due to her passive talent. But honestly, if you aren't a player trying to absolutely min-max your game or just utterly and completely out of things to do, this is not something I'd recommend doing just for the sake of extra materials and credits. From a time value perspective, it's really just not worth it. Our final task for today is revisiting conventional memoir events. After playing Genshin Impact, having the conventional memoir tab in the travelogue is so nice. Being able to revisit old events is a huge breath of fresh air. Although, one critique I do have is the recent Origami Bird Clash event. Not only was the actual content very minimal for an event that lasted an entire patch, but its PvP mode, which was actually pretty fun, ceased to function after it stopped, which is quite disappointing as the casual competitiveness was the one allure the event did have. Focusing on the other events, the few combat-based ones also allow you to retest team comps to earn a higher and higher score as power creep continues to affect the game, which is a topic for another video in itself, but in this case serves a purpose to see just how far your teams have come along. That's going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you found this helpful or entertaining, feel free to drop a like or subscribe to the channel. It means so very much to me. Oh, also, for those of you interested, I do have a Discord open to the public if you're interested in joining a nice gacha community or looking to know more about me. Anyways, that's all for now. See you all next time. Sir Epic out.